Good afternoon from the broadcast booth as we get ready for Redeemer and Cortland in our first UNYCHL Division II semifinal matchup. Redeemer and Cortland just finishing up their warm-up periods. Both teams will be exiting the ice, and the ice will be resurfaced, so we're probably about 15 or 20 minutes away, 15 minutes away, we'll call it that, from face-off between Redeemer and Cortland. Hello, I'm Aaron Elprin with the Nickel City Hockey Network, joined by UNYCHL Commissioner John Marchese. And John, wanted to have a quick conversation here regarding this matchup. As they came into this weekend, Cortland and Redeemer, the two highest ranked teams coming into the weekend. However, they're meeting here in the semifinals. Maybe a little bit of an explanation for how we got here.
Yes, thanks, Aaron. That's why I'm up here. So Redeemer has an internal school policy that will not permit them any kind of athletic activities on Sundays. It's unfortunate. I mean, is what it is. I'm in no position to tell a school how to operate. Quality program, great people. I mean, we love to have them here, but based off the situation, they can't advance tomorrow no matter what. So we were left with a scenario of how we can manipulate this or make this fair for everyone, as we weren't just going to essentially give a lower seed a bye. Your typical thing would be the 1-4-2-3, so they would be playing St. John Fisher in that scenario as a 3 seed. But with Redeemer not able to advance tomorrow, it would basically be giving the 3 seed a clean advancement to the finals tomorrow. So by doing it this way, we did this to the higher seed, Cortland. So Cortland gets it essentially, you want to call it a bye, but it's really not, because we're going to play this game. Redeemer wins this game. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure they play tomorrow's winner at some point for a unified champion. We're going to try logistics, everything involved in it, but we had to do something that's just going to make it fair for everyone here. The show's got to go on, and there's nothing we could have done to make it any better.
It's an unfortunate situation, maybe one of those things where you look at it and say, there's not going to be a solution that everybody's going to be happy with, but let's try to find the best solution that will at least make it as fair as we possibly can. Is that kind of what the thinking that went into this is?
Correct. I mean, there's 4 teams involved. There's one, and again, I'm not pointing fingers, but I mean, it's one's policy that's basically changing the whole thing for everybody. So we had to come up with something to benefit the 4 teams, not the 1 team, and that was the best thing that we could come up with.
But one thing is for certain, no matter how you want to look at it, this should be a fantastic matchup.
Oh, absolutely. And then you got these 2 teams going to nationals as well in a couple weeks. I mean, so, hey, it's a good, great game, good, possible preview down the line, and, these 2 could see each other again.
UNYCHL Commissioner John Marchese. John, thank you so much for stopping by and giving us that explanation for how we got here today. About 10 minutes away from face-off between Cortland and Redeemer. Should be a great one.
Always a pleasure, Aaron. You and your crew. Always appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, John.
Welcome to the Nickel City Hockey Network, where we are at Northwest Arena in Jamestown, New York, for some second-round playoff hockey. Today, we have the Redeemer Royals coming in to face the Cortland Red Dragons, and this should be a good one, as both these teams played yesterday and both these teams advanced. I'm joined on color by Sean McHugh. Aaron Alpern will be producing the game today, and Jeff Jezorowski will be filming as we get set for the anthems. And with that, we're set to get underway here with Redeemer starting left to right in the blue jerseys and Cortland going the other way in their white jerseys. And Sean, what do you expect out of this matchup today?
Well, we have a really, really strong matchup right here, and Redeemer College is coming off a thrilling overtime victory over Union College yesterday. Cortland, very strong season coming into the playoffs at 12-3. They handled business yesterday against Erie Community College. You got a team coming off basically rolling somebody in a team that had to fight for their playoff lives. Tough to say what, if anything, may carry over, but we have two really, really good teams. And quite honestly, got a little USA versus Canada, little preseason matchup before the big one tomorrow. I expect a high-intensity, high-passion game here because the winner will earn a spot in the championship game tomorrow afternoon.
Both teams have their top guy in net, Kevin Ahern Jr. for Cortland and Carson Murrison for Redeemer. Opening draw is won by Cortland, and we're underway here in Jamestown. The centering pass hits a knee, however, it does go right to the Cortland defenseman, so they'll continue their breakout nonetheless. It's swatted in deep there by Gorman. He'll chase after it. Redeemer's defensemen are first to it, and they start to play the other way. Breakout pass gets past the forwards, so retrieving it in his own zone is going to be Astorino. He rips one around the boards. That one finds Danoa. And now they move up ice and dump it in. Dumping that was Nathan Smith. Murison hands it behind his own net. Gives it over to his D, and Redeemer moves up ice. Skating with it now is Copeland. Copeland up the right side, drags, shoots. And that one is stopped. Making his first save of the game is Ahern Jr. Redeemer still within the offensive zone, not for long, however, as a hit allows Denoa to pick up the puck and chip it out of the zone. Battle in the neutral zone, won by Vanderweyer. He shuffles it forward to the wall, where Cortland will take the puck from Redeemer. Manilow now in his own zone. Flips one forward. Cortland able to dump it in deep, and quick back and forth start to this one. Now, Redeemer retrieves in their own zone behind their net. Plenty of time to work, so Kozlowski will start to move up ice himself. Now he shuffles one forward, and that one's tipped into the Cortland zone, retrieved by defenseman Manilow. He rims one around the boards, allowing Cortland to start up ice, and moving in with speed is Terrell. He dumps it in and picks it up behind the net. Spins out of a check. Now centers one in front, and a one-timer. Great chance for Sean Conlon, but an even better block by the Redeemer defense.
Man, these teams brought their legs to this game. Both teams are flying up the ice in the first minute and a half of this action, Toby.
Definitely a speed-based matchup, as both these teams are very quick. Redeemer with it in the offensive zone, have it on the point. Sending it around is Nathan Smith. First two, it's going to be Cortland. And they will just chip it out of the zone. Redeemer picks it up at their own blue line, takes the red line, dump it in on goal. It's handled easily by Ahern, and he leaves it for defenseman UNYCHL. Moves it up forward, tipped in by Taylor. And once again, Redeemer defensemen have it in their own zone. Tipping it forward is Wildeboer. Cortland sends it right back the other way. No ice, as it was tipped in at the red line. So Redeemer will have to fight for it in their own zone. Azara presents heavy pressure for the Redeemer defense as a 2-on-2 battle takes place in the glove side corner. Still battling for possession. Neither team coming away with it just yet. Sitting in the slot is Ryan Agavino, and finally the puck does squirt out and go all the way back into Cortland territory. Cortland will rush it up forward. However, a good defensive play by Colton Knox starts the breakout for Redeemer. However, a huge hit sends the puck back the other way, and Cortland will get a shot, but it goes wide. Finally, the puck settles down onto the stick of Hudson Kozlowski. Rather, Knox has it. He takes the red line, tries to dump it, hits his own man. However, he helps get it in deep. Handling it in his own zone now is Astorino. He goes D to D, and Cortland will dump it forward. And it would have been icing. However,
what did he do that for?
Coming out of his net thinking it would be waved off was Murison. It does work out for the Royals, as they do end up getting the red line and dumping it in deep into the Cortland territory. In the corner now. Play goes along the wall. Good reverse hit there by Astorino again, as he's bringing a physical presence to this game. He shuffles one around to Denoa. Denoa evades a hit and gives it up to Weldon. Now Denoa has it again. He cuts up the middle, now back to the wall. Drops it to Weldon, his shot. Wide glove side. Redeemer looks to cut the other way. Good keep in the zone there by Weldon, but it only lasts temporarily as it ends up squirting out of the zone. Cutting in with speed now on the right side is Astorino. He takes it around the net. Now on the blocker side, takes a bad angle shot, and snagging that one is Carson Murison and getting the whistle.
Wow, and that was almost 4 minutes of game time without a whistle, and the teams were flying. We got a little bit of everything so far. We got a big hit. We got some transition, a couple saves. So, yeah, this one's off and running. Let's hope that the pace of this can stay at this level for the entire game.
And with both teams having played yesterday, that'll certainly be a story, especially for Redeemer, who went to overtime. Cortland with a little bit of an easier 12-1 victory. Taking it around his own net is Abrahams. Abrahams passes it up to the wall. That pass is tipped on the way, almost creating a rush for Redeemer. However, good defense from number 12, Casey Allen, prevents that and starts it the other way. Allen cuts to the corner, looks middle, ends up going back to the point. Shot taken, and that one's tipped up and out of play. The shot coming off the stick of Mason Garnhart.
Yeah, so far so good right here. We're getting a whistle, and one thing I do expect to see is Cortland especially, they're going to try and push the play early, like you said. Not to disrespect anybody, but when you beat a team 12-1, it's hard to imagine any part of that was difficult. They know what they're up against right here, so I think they're going to go with pace so they don't lull themselves into security and then all of a sudden find themselves down and have to play catch-up.
Ryan Hobbs wins the draw for Cortland. However, jumping it and starting the other way is Chase Brown. Chase Brown on the left side tries to center one. However, good defense prevents that. And now going the other way with it is Ryan Hobbs. Hobbs turns the puck over to the Redeemer defense, and they'll quick up the other way. Now cutting in on a 2-on-1 of the Royals. Backdoor chance, and missing the net was Chase Brown on a gorgeous opportunity early in this one. Puck goes around the Cortland net now as they try to send one out in front. It doesn't work out, but Abrahams does pick it up for Redeemer and reverse that one back to Brown. Brown now 2-on-1 behind the net. Cortland still fighting for possession. Finally, they'll come away with it, and Terrell will look to move up ice with it. He shuffles one over to McKay. Takes it back and dumps it in deep. Still chasing it down is Terrell. Terrell around the net, finally stripped of the puck. But unfortunately, all Redeemer will be able to do with that one is ice it, so the faceoff will come right back to their goalie's glove side.
Tucker Copeland took a massive hit right at the Cortland bench to make a play and spring that 2-on-1. The pass was perfect, but then the shot went right through the goal crease, and that's an example of the speed and transition both of these teams will be capable of today, which should lead to some exciting plays.
Face-off won by Abrams. Shuffled around the boards past Copeland, right to the Cortland D, and they'll dump the puck in deep. Puck is left by goaltender Murrison. No one picked it up initially. Luckily, the Royals do recover and will handle it in their own zone. Starting the breakout now is Knox. Knox reverses one back. Now cutting up ice with it is Cabral. Cabral loses possession temporarily, and a too many men almost call, but the ref ends up tapping his chest, saying, "My bad." I'm not.
What is the call?
I'm not sure what I think he was going to call too many men. However, the Redeemer player, I believe that was Kozlowski, rushed back to the bench. Okay. And by the time the ref had realized that he'd fixed his mistake, the whistle had already blown.
Well, so that's fine. Nothing you can really do about that. I mean, that kind of stinks for Cortland. They had a nice rush in on there. But like I said, that was a rough change there by Redeemer. And it's not like football where you get a second to decide what you want to do. It's a bang-bang play. Quick whistle by the ref. Tough to kill him for that one, though. I mean, as soon as you see 6 on, the whistle's already here. So, tough break.
Unfortunate for Cortland,
Part of
but
the game.
Ultimately, I guess you're happy that happens now and not with 5 minutes left.
And a 1-goal game.
Yes.
Well, we'll see. Cortland doesn't seem all that angry about it. So, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, and again, like I've seen. Oh,
now,
they got him.
Now
they did get him.
Now they will take him.
Okay.
So it will be a too many men penalty. It looks like they went back and forth with the decision, but I guess that's why Cortland's not too upset. It will be a 5-on-4 power play.
Well, if you're a Redeemer, will you kill a penalty or allow that scoring chance?
Yeah, well, I guess we'll find out whether it was worth it or not as Cortland wins the opening draw. Centering pass goes back to the defense. Smith with a shot from far out. That one hits a stick and goes wide. Taylor picks it up on the wall. He sends it down low to Gorman. Gorman behind the net. Back up to Taylor. Taylor now back down to Gorman below the zone. Now a centering pass. Nothing on it. Backdoor chance. And that's blocked as well. Couple good passing plays for Cortland, but some better blocks by Redeemer.
Oh, if his stick didn't fail right there, that thing was going to be wired.
Conlon at the hash mark. Hooks up, gives it up to his defense, takes a one-touch pass back, and now goes down low. Terrell with it below the goal line, goes across the ice, and a shot goes just wide off the stick of Taylor. Now up top with it. Pass down low, and did he save it? What a save!
And he kept out the poke, too. Even the after whistle poke, that stayed out. What an outstanding save by Carson Murrison.
A cross-crease pass from the corner to the top of the crease gets absolutely denied by Carson Murrison.
And he didn't move either. You're a goalie, Toby. You know, like you're in those splits right there, and they're whacking away. He did not give an inch right there. I mean, he's a big goalie, so that works to his advantage, but he anchored very well right there. And if you're Cortland, go right back to that well. That's going to work 8 times out of 10.
Terrific goaltending by the backbone of this Redeemer team, and his team will reward them as they get a clear off the initial faceoff. 50 seconds remain in the first Cortland power play of the game.
Oh, that looked a little miscommunication between the goaltender and the defenseman right there.
And that'll allow Redeemer to kill a little more time as they get a second dump in. Now Cortland does settle it down, and moving up ice with the puck will be Astorino. He drops it back to teammate Denoa. Denoa takes it in up the right side, skates into the corner, now around the net, and he goes up the wall. Allen now goes across, puck given back up top to Astorino. He can't handle that one and is forced to retreat into the neutral zone. After a great first half to this power play for Cortland, they haven't been able to get anything going following the save by Mastorino. One last chance here. Pass goes to the dot. Now at the top of the circle, a shot blockered away by Mastorino. And the other circle now, another slap shot. That one saved and handled, Murison rather. And he makes two good saves there and covers up.
All right, so Murison, the goaltender that's getting tested on early right now, tall to the task right here, making big saves. There was a little bit of back and forth to start. We're kind of settling into the middle frame of this first period. Granted, it is a power play for Cortland. If or when Redeemer can kill this, though, they really want to get back to that speed they were using because that was to their advantage, and I don't think they're going to want to play a game of possession with Cortland right now.
No, I don't. I completely agree, but they do get the kill as out of the box are Redeemer, and they'll look to work up ice now and get some scoring chances of their own. Behind his own net with it is Smith. Smith sends one up the wall. Picking that up is Voskamp. He's unable to clear the zone. However, a couple whacks does get the job done. Cortland sends it right back in deep. Kozlowski will retrieve it in his own corner and tap it forward to Vanderweyer. Vanderweyer goes up the wall. Once again, Redeemer gets it just over the blue. However, stopping the nerve was Cortland.
Voskamp throwing a reverse hit and burying his man to get the puck in deep. Speed and physicality, those are always fun games.
And that creates a zone entry for Redeemer, however, without possession,
forecheck,
as Cortland tries to move it back the other way. And that's exactly what they're able to do. As a puck is tipped on goal. Handling that one, putting in the corner is Ahern Jr. Redeemer now still fighting to get possession in the offensive zone, and finally they will. That's Smith with it along the wall. He rims it around for Abrahams. Abrahams up to the point now to Cabral. Cabral back to Abrahams low. Helping him out there was Smith as he gives some support in the corner, but Cortland takes it from him and rims it around. Good keep in at the red line. And looks like finally Cortland is going to get the clear they've been so desperate for. As now cutting up ice with the puck is DeVita. DeVita! Shot from far out, handled easily by Murison, and he'll hold on for the whistle.
Now that we're back to 5-on-5, Redeemer certainly not going to shy away from the physical game right now, throwing shoulders. And I expect that, along with the speed game we're seeing, to ratchet up a little bit right here. But if you're Redeemer, they got some zone time there, but they got to get some pucks to the net now.
Face off. Won by Cortland. They take it down low. Puck goes around the wall for Taylor. However, it gets past him, and now a rush for Redeemer. 3-on-2 the other way, and unable to handle the puck was Copeland, which will allow Cortland to turn it around and dump it in deep. Behind his own net with his Murison. He rims it around the wall to the wing and passes sent across. However, picking that one off is Conlon. Conlon leaves it for Taylor. He takes a shot right into the chest and held on to by Carson Murison, who looks outstanding so far.
Yeah, so far all the shots are going towards the Redeemer net. Murison making every save, especially that big one there on the penalty kill. But again, like you say, you do not want to get pinned in deep with this Cortland team. You see what happens. Once they start to roll, they are very hard to slow down.
Redeemer unable to get much going since taking that penalty. We'll see if they're able to turn that around as a face-off is won, but a shot off the draw is tipped up and out of play, and we'll do it again from the same side. The blocker side of Carson Murison, that is. Both teams line up. Face-off, one forward by Cortland. Interesting play there by Nathan Smith. He takes it to the far corner and sends it up to the point. Now walking the line is Cortland. Puck goes to the slot, and a couple great blocks by Dawson Abrahams prevent those chances. Now moving up ice are Redeemer. 3-on-2, good defense towards that one. Now a backdoor chance, and a great block of his own on the other side of the ice is made by Christopher Astorino. That leads the rush for Denoa. Denoa on the right side with speed. Tries to go backdoor. Rebound saved. Couple great saves from Morrison. Now the play goes back to the far top of the circle. However, fanning on that shot was Cortland. Couple great chances. Now coming back the other way are Redeemer. Down low. Oh! What a save as Kevin Ahern has a puck deflected, and it looked like it had eyes, but sticking out the blocker was Ahern.
He had to go in the full splits to get to that one.
Yeah, and that can be tough after not really facing much action early, having to make a grade A save like that. Ahern was up to the task as Redeemer works within their own zone. Cabral now skates around his own net, kicks one forward. That goes to winger Wildeboer, but that play is turned right back around. Icing waved off, so Murison will leave it for defenseman Knox. Knox waits around his net, takes it out. Now will reverse and give it over to his D partner Cabral. Cabral starts the breakout. Unclean, however, so turning it right back around are Cortland, and they'll work low. Low in the zone, Tyler McKay fought off the puck, and here come Redeemer. The Royals elect to dump and get a change. Cortland goes D to D in their own zone. UNYCHL moves it forward. Sent right back to him, so now he'll go D to D and see if Rostowanek can get it a little further. He goes back to UNYCHL. He sends a middle, and that one's dumped in deep to the far side. First to it's going to be Brazeau. He'll take it around his own net. Pressured hard and now hit, though, by Allen, and that will create a battle in the corner. Redeemer's going to come out with that one and just chip it into the neutral zone. UNYCHL sends that one back in deep, and it's going to be gloved by Murison, and due to the pressure by Thomas Azara, he decides covering up is his best option.
Yeah, and with 8 minutes here to go here in the first period, we just want to let you know, if you do enjoy the amateur, high school, and college hockey provided here on Nickel City Hockey Network, please do go to our YouTube channel, our Instagram, and our Facebook page. Please like and subscribe so we can continue to bring you all of the best high school, amateur, and college hockey.
Face off to the blocker side of Carson Murison, and Redeemer, while they have definitely been outpossessed so far, were able to get a couple good rushes on that shift, and more specifically a great chance. Up to the task was Kevin Ahern, and once again Cortland takes possession right back over as they get it in deep behind the Redeemer goal. First to it is defenseman Vanderweyer. Redeemer fights for possession, but it ends up going to the point where a shot taken ends up in the corner after a couple deflections. Now Redeemer send it around their own goal, and taking it up ice is Fernhout. He's forced to just ice it, and that's exactly where it will go. It'll be an icing, and the faceoff will once again go to the side of Carson Murison.
Again, a little too much zone time being spent in the Redeemer end. Eventually something's going to crack, so Redeemer's got to get the puck down into the Cortland end and get some shots on goal here, because Cortland's getting a few too many chances now without a response.
It's the blocker side of Murison where Redeemer will win the draw. In the corner, they move it up the wall, and Ethan Smith looks to start the breakout. And his lead pass beats his teammate Fernhout, and so the Cortland defense will take it over. Good pressure on the forecheck there by Fernhout, causing some disruption and creating a battle behind the net. Both teams with two back there. And looks like it finally squirts out. It's Redeemer with it. Not for long, however, as Cortland fights them off the puck and rim it around the wall in their own zone. Taylor tries to clear. He's unable. So picking it up in the corner is Smith. Smith now leaves it. It's picked up there by Voskamp. He tries to center one. However, Cortland was there to thwart that attempt. Stepping away from a hit there was Garnhart, and now he'll work up ice on the right side. Now he cuts towards the net, sends one in front. However, the first one to that one is Carson Murison, and once again he covers up, and it seems like every whistle comes for an offensive zone draw for Cortland.
Yep, and not really much is happening besides Cortland getting in a shot. I mean, the one thing about it is Murison, once the puck hits him, he's not giving up rebounds, but Cortland's kind of getting a lot of the shots they want right now. I don't want to say it's easy, but they are getting the looks.
Redeemer wins the draw in their own zone. That is one thing they have done well so far, is win faceoffs, as Cortland keeps it in on the clearing attempt. Now in the corner with it, Wildeboer turns that one over. It's sent to the top of the circle. Now a rebound goes to the other side of the net, and up to the task was Murison. Play back in the corner. Cortland works up to the top of the circle. Redeemer works them off the puck, but again, another breakout pass, missing the front guy leading it.
Oh, and then he gets smoked.
And then he gets smoked. So unfortunately, Redeemer able to break up offensive plays for Cortland, but then unable to break the puck out cleanly themselves.
They're, other than that one huge power play opportunity, none of the chances for Cortland are grade A, but they're like 14 shots to 2 right now
but
for the Red Dragons.
In my book, it's 1-1 on scoring chances, as both Murrison and Ahern have made one grade A save so far this game. So even though Cortland's dominating this game, it could be 1-0 Redeemer.
Absolutely, and they, like you say, what's the equalizer to a team dominating if your goalie makes the saves? Shots look nice, but it's about how many of them get in. But Redeemer's got to start getting pucks to the net. I mean, they have 5 minutes left in this first period. They got to start moving a little bit. I mean, they're winning faceoffs. They're getting the puck. They have it. They just can't get it to the net.
Cortland flips it out to the neutral zone. That one's picked off by Brazeau. He'll skate it back in, giving it over to Abrahams. Now over and cutting to the net, but nothing happening for Redeemer. They do keep possession, however, as they'll work it along the wall. Play still along the wall in the Redeemer zone. Finally, it squirts out to the neutral zone. Cutting the other way with it is Cortland. UNYCHL dumps it in deep. It's handled by Murrison, and he rims it around as he had Brown on the wing. Picking it up in his own zone is Brazeau. He gives it around to Beatty. Beatty spins out of a hit and takes it around his own net. Finally, he'll give it up to the wing. Pass not handled, and that will allow Cortland to pick it up. However, as he was going for the play, a trip was unfortunately made for Cortland, and that'll put Redeemer on the power play.
Oh, that's what they needed to, Toby. Just maybe an opportunity to tilt the ice in their favor just a little bit. They get a good power play. Even if they don't score, they get some chances, get some shots, maybe connect on some passes, just like a free throw in basketball. Once you see the ball go in and you know you can do it, that gives you the confidence, and maybe that is what kickstarts Redeemer to kind of push some offense in this game.
Jake Rostowanek, 2 minutes for tripping. Redeemer wins the opening draw on the power play. They look to get to work here. However, a good stick there by Christopher Astorino will break up the play and get the puck to the neutral zone. Redeemer works it back in. Pinned along the wall there is Voskamp. And eventually, Cortland comes up with the puck and will send it down the ice.
Oh.
And I think we have a high stick.
Puck.
So the face-off is going to be to either the right or left of Carson Murrison. High sticking on Redeemer.
Yeah, so that's going to make it go. That's going to make it take a little longer to get down the ice here. But again, Redeemer looking to get set up in the zone. They got 4 minutes left here in this first period. Let's see if they can get some momentum going into the second period.
Redeemer wins the draw. Look to start the rush as Tucker Copeland takes it up the right side. He has the puck bounce off his stick, so he'll just dump it in. First to that one's going to be Minilo. He tries to clear, but a good keep there by Kozlowski keeps Royals in business as they try to go back door. However, nobody there to pick it up, and clearing the puck down the ice is Cole Terrell. Good looking chance for Redeemer, but unfortunately, there was no one there back door to tap it in. Now Ethan Smith cuts up the left side with it. He gains some speed, takes it to the top of the circle and fires one over the net. Now on the right side, a centering pass intended for Hudson Kozlowski evades him, and now Kozlowski has it in the neutral zone. On his own blue line, he looks over options. 45 seconds to go in the power play. He gives it up the right side. Copeland cuts it on goal. Backdoor, scores! Copeland to Noah Wildeboer, and it's 1-0 Redeemer on the power play.
What did we say? All they needed was a power play to get things going. A beautiful play into the zone, down to the pass all the way across, and Noah Wildeboer wires one home past Kevin Ahern Jr. And on the power play, Redeemer, after all that zone time, all those shots by Cortland, like you said, it is 1-0 Royals.
Yeah, and even with the mismatch on scoring on goal or shots on goal rather, the scoring chances I think now favor Redeemer. And ultimately, we'll see if that gets their passing to be a little crisper. They've had a little trouble leading each other too far with passes, but not that time, and maybe that'll clean up their game, which would be a lot of trouble for Cortland.
Yes, because the thing is, Redeemer's just missing a little bit. It doesn't take much to recalibrate it as long as it gets done. Seeing a beautiful play setup leading to a goal definitely helps that, but Cortland is not going to lay down either.
No, they are not, as Astorino tries to make a cut to the net. Good defensive play by Torrey, breaks that up. However, a turnover in the neutral zone gives the puck right back to Cortland. Dumping it in deep there is Azara. First to that one's going to be Knox. He keeps it and gives it up the wing. It's skated over the blue line and dumped. Redeemer will chase in after it.
Wow, what a goal.
First to it's going to be Story as he gets through a couple defenders. However, Azara is going to take that one from him and chip it up to the hash mark. Goes back into the Cortland corner. Coming out with it is Garnhart. He rims that one around to Azara. Azara sends a far pass and it gets past his man. And it's going to be played by the Redeemer netminder and ultimately end up in the neutral zone. Play goes to the stick of Mason Garnhart. He'll skate it into the Redeemer territory. Takes a shot from outside wide. Now along the other side, shot on goal by Conlon, sticked away. In the corner now, centering pass picked off by Abrahams. And Redeemer works the other way. 3-on-2. Play out in front, never gets to the net. Redeemer first to the puck in the corner. Furnout gives it up to the point. Now a turnover. Cutting the other way is Taylor. He takes a shot. Good block there by Beatty. And he makes a play. However, leading too far, the pass was Chase Brown. And that will force Redeemer to start again from their own end.
Ooh.
Pass almost picked off in a dangerous area, but it bounces off the stick. Smith tries to give it in front. Nothing doing there. Redeemer comes up ice. 1-on-1 here. Nice little move. Cuts back the other way.
One
And
too many.
Chase Brown with a nice chance there, but unfortunately unable to get the puck to the net. Dumping it back in deep is Jake Hackett. Retrieving behind his own net is Jake Rostowanek. Rostowanek cuts to his goaltender's glove side, gives it over to the wall. Pass goes to the middle, but it bounces off a skate and will go to defenseman Zandberg. Zandberg sends one in the middle. That one's picked off by Allen. We have a 2-on-1. Allen, backdoor. What a save again. Carson Murrison up to the backdoor one-timer. His second of the game. Now on his own blue line. Rostowanek sends one up the wall. That one's tipped in deep. Redeemer will pick it up behind their own net and send it up the wall. They start the breakout, and a smooth one at that is sending it in deep is Story. Picking it up behind his own net is Minilo. Minilo sends a stretch pass. That one picked up on the way by Smith. Smith throws a body and gets his team possession. Is now along the right side is Story. Story down low sends one towards the net, never gets there. Play is reversed into the corner and the period ends, and what an exciting period it was, as despite the dominant possession time by Cortland, Redeemer gets a few good scoring chances, and one of them finds the back of the net.
It was a relatively exciting period, tilted towards Cortland just for about 8 minutes of game time, but then all Redeemer needed was that one power play, a beautiful passing play to get Noah Wildeboer loose on the back door. He finishes. Cortland played a good period. They don't need to change a whole lot, but Redeemer's got to feel great going into the period with the lead considering how they were outshot. It's going to be an exciting middle frame here coming up after they resurface the ice.
1-0 here at the Northwest Arena on the Nickel City Hockey Network. We will be back in about 12 minutes. Welcome back to the Nickel City Hockey Network as we get set for second period action between the Redeemer Royals and the Cortland Red Dragons. It is a 1-0 hockey game. And Sean, what do we see in that first period?
So a lot of pace to start the game. We did see the ice tilt towards Cortland a little bit for some shots on goal, where Redeemer did lean on their stalwart goaltender Carson Murison. But all we kept talking about with, although the shots were heavily in favor of Cortland, the chances were about even. Redeemer gets on the power play. They cash in on a glorious opportunity. They take a lead here into the second period. Let's see if the long change and maybe a chance to recalibrate and re-strategize changes anything for these two squads.
And I will say, while Cortland really dominated the first half of that period, midway through the second half, Redeemer got that power play. They scored on it, and it felt like a much more even game after that. We'll see if Cortland's able to take control back of this game or if Redeemer's figured something out about their opponent.
Yeah, and definitely, and again, they have the right guy in the net right now who clearly is unwavered. He made 2 massive saves, both on backdoor opportunities. I know as a player, it makes you feel better doing what you're doing out on the ice, knowing you got a brick wall behind you. Redeemer can, that doesn't mean, kind of forget defense, but you may be just a little more willing to take that chance knowing that guy's back there and he's locked in right now.
It definitely gives Redeemer a little opportunity to be a little looser, not worrying so much about if I make a mistake here, it's definitely going to end up in the back of your net. No, you have a safety valve back there, but it's no different for Cortland. While he hasn't been tested as much, Kevin Ahern did have one great save in the first period, and his stats throughout the season back up the fact that both teams have a fantastic goaltender behind them.
Absolutely, and Cortland's played the whole year with the mindset I'm describing for Redeemer. They have a few really nice goaltenders. Ahern's just, the one in the net here today. Cortland definitely is not afraid to make a mistake. They do not play not to lose, they play to win. I don't anticipate them being down 1-0 on a great play. Sometimes you just have to tip your cap. The other team made a play. I would not change a thing, but it looks like we might have an issue with the ice right now as some ice techs are coming out here to speak to the officials.
Yeah, one of them has a shovel in hand.
That's never good.
Yeah, it looks like it's filled with snow. I'm wondering if there's a hole in the ice that they want to try to fill in maybe. Originally, I thought this delay was for the scorekeepers. They didn't have the 20 on the board, but now they do, and it looks like they're looking at a spot near the scorekeeper's box, so that's why they were all huddled over there.
That's right at center ice, too. So, yeah, that's got to be dealt with.
And now both ice techs are...
they're bringing the snow out. I thought they found something. Okay, well.
Yeah, I think they found a hole in the ice, and I think they're going to try to patch it up real quick before we get going, just for a safety issue, as you don't want any blades getting caught in that cut.
No. And that's right between... Looks like it's the spot right between, the ice and the boards.
So as we get that taken care of, we'll remind you of the first goal. It was on the power play. Tucker Copeland cut in on goal on a 2-on-1. He gave it backdoor to Noah Wildeboer, and he made no mistake about it as he put it just past the glove of goaltender Kevin Ahern Jr., and that's where we get our 1-0 score. A few great saves from Carson Murison, as we previously mentioned. Keep it that way as they start to shovel the snow down at center ice, and hopefully this is a quick delay.
Yep, hopefully. I mean, they've got all the tools out there. They're smoothing it over, so I think maybe just some water might do it, but also I'm not an ice tech. I'm not going to pretend to know what goes into this, especially when they need to do it quickly, because both teams are ready to go.
Well, Murison heads to his net. Both teams do have their starting 5 out on the ice right now, so both teams are ready to go. Starting the period for Redeemer, looks like it's going to be Patrick Minilo, Ryan Letham, Michael Noon. Who else is out there? Looks like Ryan Hobbs.
Kolsowski's out there.
Yep. And over on the Cortland side, if we can see a few of those players, it's hard to see when they're huddled up by their bench.
We got Garnhart, and we've got Casey Allen out there, and then I also see McKay.
Vanderweyer's out there.
And Hobbs. So, yep, the starting 5 are out there. The bench is closed. All right, we're ready to go, so let's get it underway.
The ice techs are off the ice, so we are ready to go. Both teams start circling the face-off dot. And looks like we're going to be getting underway momentarily. Cortland moving left to right in the white jerseys. Redeemer the other way in blue. Puck dropped for second period action in a 1-0 hockey game in favor of Redeemer, and Redeemer will be the team that wins the opening draw and sends it in deep to the Cortland zone. Retrieving it in his own slot is Cortland, and a DDD pass will start the breakout. Garnhart unable to handle that one, however, so Redeemer will send it in down low. Astorino battles behind the net and wins it, getting it up to Hobbs. His centering pass goes to the Redeemer defense, and turning it back the other way is Knox. He sends one past his forwards to Astorino, and that will create a cut-up ice for Cortland, but that one's thwarted by a good stick. Puck goes back and forth in the neutral zone, now finally in deep to Cortland territory. Leaving it there is Abrams, now picking it back up and sending it up to the point where Knox walks the line, and his shot is blocked at the source by Conlon. That'll force Redeemer to retrieve the puck in their own zone. It's Cabral behind his own net, leaving it for Knox. Knox drops it back to Cabral. He starts to look up ice, and he sends one forward up to a forward, and that one's sent in deep to the far side. Now with it low is Furnout. Furnout can't get it in front, and it's going to be picked up by defenseman Terrell and sent up the wall. Turning it back the other way is Hudson Kozlowski, but a weak shot is handled by Kevin Ahern and covered for a whistle.
So yeah, let's see if we can get back to the dogged pace we had earlier in the first period, or let's see if we maybe get a more controlled, structured game. I feel like both teams can play either adaptable, but it's going to depend on who blinks first.
Cutting towards the net now is Voskamp. He gets a shot on goal. Rebound, and finally the net comes off after a couple nice saves from Ahern Jr., who has maybe faced as many shots this period as he did last.
I think they got Voskamp for the slash at the end of the play here. Yes, they did.
Yes, they did. So it's going to be a 2-minute penalty. Redeemer threatening with a couple chances, and now we'll end up on the penalty kill.
A little after the whistle, kind of a bit of a shove there. I'm not sure why Voskamp felt the need to do that, but either way, early power play here for Cortland, and this could be this is the opportunity to get this thing tied. They had a beautiful scoring chance on their last power play, and if you get that chance again, you got to think you're going to bury it. I mean, those are 90%ers at any level if those backdoor plays get set up properly.
Allen works off the wall, now goes up high to Minilo. His shot on goal patted away, but it goes to the wall and picked up by Astorino. He gives it back to Minilo, back to Astorino. Giving it down low and working in the corner of Cortland. It goes back up top, pass not handled, and that's going to create a clearing opportunity for Redeemer, and they take full advantage as sending it down the ice is Adam Beatty. So now picking it up in his own zone is Mianoli. He sends it over, and that one goes back to the far side where Astorino will pick it up. Astorino takes it over the blue line, sends one far around. Now working around with it is Mianolu. That one goes up top. Shot is blocked. Great block there on the shot from Casey Allen, but he retrieves it back and goes down low. Now behind the net with it, he'll reverse one. In the corner now, Cortland have it. Puck goes behind the net. Patient back there. As now it goes up top, and a shot is fired towards the net. However, it's blocked by Redeemer and sent back the other way. 40 seconds remaining on the power play. Ahern handles it behind his net. He'll give it up to Astorino. Astorino starts up the left side. Now cuts back middle. Astorino to the right side. He scores. Astorino goes from left to right. A solo effort as he rips one past the blocker side of Carson Murrison. And both goals coming on the power play. It's a 1-1 game.
Christopher Astorino getting his second of the season right now, and it comes at a beautiful time. Gains the line, crosses over, gets the goaltender Murrison moving. Puck goes inside the far post, and just like Redeemer, Cortland gets their power play. They get their first goal, and we're back to square one.
Face-off will be at center ice following the tying marker, as we'll see if Cortland's able to keep momentum or if Redeemer can get some back. Play behind the Cortland net. As Cortland rushes up ice, it'll be a 2-on-1 right after the goal. Cutting towards the net is Terrell. He tries to give one back door to Conlon. However, sticking that one away is the goaltender Murrison. Still within a dangerous area is Cortland.
No idea how much room he had.
And he loses it as a result. Another centering chance, and now Cortland really buzzing following the opening marker.
Sean Conlon, very unselfish play. I don't think he realized that there was nothing between him and the goaltender right there.
Unfortunate for Cortland, but maybe a break for Redeemer. Cortland still with it in their own zone. Skating with it is Rostowanek. He loses it. Now a break and a good save as Ahern got just a piece of that one. Break for Redeemer, and now it'll be a break for Cortland the other way as a 2-on-2 breaks out. UNYCHL sends a puck from the wall. That one goes wide, but it will find his teammate Gorman. Gorman sends it down low. Centering pass picked off by Redeemer and sent over the blue. Now Redeemer with a chance to work up ice. Cutting him with speed is Voskamp. He sends one to the middle. Going to his backhand now and shoving it into the pad was Dawson Abrams.
Oh, yeah.
Now a stretch pass, and it would have been a breakaway if PJ Denoa was able to handle that. He'll look to make up for it as he picks up the puck low. Centering pass picked off by Redeemer. And now they'll work up ice. It's a 2-on-1 the other way. Puck evades Tucker Copeland and goes to the corner. Now it's rimmed around. Copeland again with it. His centering pass and a good defensive play but there by recent goal scorer Astorino. Breaks up that one. And now he'll have a chance to break out of the zone. Tons of room, so he'll skate it up towards the blue line. And he'll send it up to Nathan Smith, who tips it in and gets a change. Plenty of room for Redeemer as Cortland gets a wholesale change, and they'll use it to stretch the ice, tipping it into the Cortland zone themselves. Cortland first to it, Garnhart that is, and he gives it over where it's rimmed around. Puck is left in the middle for Hobbs to pick up, and Hobbs will take it himself up the left side. Tries to chip it past the defender. However, he's cut off on the way back to the puck, and Redeemer will turn it over in their own corner. Cortland now with it. Pass to the front, hits a man on the way, and will go all the way back to their own zone. Racing for it there is Ryan Latham. He tries to go D to D, but cutting that one off is Furnout. Now on the wall, Redeemer keeps it in at the blue, starts to cut towards the net, and a shot on goal is tipped wide, and Jake Voskamp took a hit for that effort. Cortland takes possession back, but they ice it all the way down, and we will have a face-off come back to the Cortland end.
And yeah, now again, we're getting back to some back and forth pace right here. The ice looks even now. In the second period, it was tilting back and forth like a bit of a seesaw. Now it looks like we're going to be exchanging blow for the time being.
Funnily enough, Cortland seemed to dominate that first. Now in a more even second period, they find a goal. Redeemer working with it in the circle. They send it in the corner and bounce on it. Play goes out in front. Nothing on net so far, but it's still there, and Cortland's able to clear via icing. So once again, a face-off is going to go, I would predict, to the blocker side of Kevin Ahern Jr. Nope, the glove.
Yeah, less back and forth here, because remember, we went like almost 5 minutes in the first period to start the game without a whistle. Now it's a bit more icing, a little tighter out there. Not everything's connecting. This definitely is starting to feel more like a playoff game now.
Yes, it is. Tight checking as Redeemer wins the draw, and a shot off the crossbar by Jax Ackland right off the draw.
That was wired, too.
Right over the glove of Ahern Jr., but not past his best friend, as retrieving his own zone now is Mianuli. He'll skate it up ice. Mianuli cuts up the right side. He's stripped of the puck, allowing Redeemer to turn the other way. And Story is absolutely blown up, and that one's going to be called as UNYCHL got all of them.
He's fine.
And they're calling a tripping on it. It looked like a hit to me, but perhaps he maybe got a skate or a knee out or something.
Well, not only that, though, Cortland got away with it, too many men right there. The exact same play that Redeemer got called for. So whatever you want to call it, I mean, there was an infraction committed by Cortland, and they need to be shorthanded here. And Redeemer, again, power plays are the name of the game right now. Let's see what Redeemer can do with this opportunity.
So Cortland's power plays look very dangerous so far, but Redeemer does already have one power play marker, and they'll win the draw. So they had a chance to start with that, but a good stick from Astorino tips that one to the neutral zone.
Oh, that was
offsides called as Redeemer a little premature to enter the zone, and 13 seconds into this power play, the face-off will be in the neutral zone.
Yeah, this is going to be very, very interesting. We're approaching the halfway mark of regulation, and it's been it's been the special teams has been the story so far, and the goaltending, because I don't feel like I can say it enough. That's usually the formula in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Goaltending and special teams.
On the wall now, centering pass goes to Wildeboer. He gives one over to Smith, who goes 5-hole. Wildeboer to Smith. And for the third time today, we have a power play goal, the second one for Redeemer.
Wow, every hockey coach is going to watch that and draw their power play up. That was how you do it. Tic-tac-toe passing. The puck is on the stick for less than a second. Goaltender's moving all over the place, and then a far side worm burner gets just inside the post. Those, I'm not a goalie, but I think while you're moving one way and then one sliding on the ice the other way, I mean, I feel like you just got to throw your leg out and hope for the best at that point. Redeemer gets it into the back of the net, and a big goal here with a little under 13 to go here in the second period.
So Cortland looks to respond as they work with it in their own zone. That's Garnhart cutting up the right side, flipping one forward, but it's picked off by Abrahams, and now a 3-on-1 the other way. Shot! And it looks like just getting a little piece of it was Ahern off his glove or his shoulder.
Oh, he wanted that top corner, and he had it too. There was room. Great save by Ahern.
Good shot, too, as Redeemer flips it in the other way. It's Abrahams again. He reverses one to Letham. Now a centering chance, and they score. That was Brown with it behind the net, rather. He got one right in front, and two quick markers for Redeemer make it a 3-1 hockey game.
Right at the end of the first period, Toby, we talked about Redeemer just missing on their passing early in the game. They are putting it right on the tape right now, and when they start hitting those passes and they can start snapping that puck around, someone's going to be open in a high-danger area, and that's two in less than 3 minutes right from the sweet spot, and Redeemer's opened up a 3-1 lead after Cortland got this thing tied early in the second.
Tucker Copeland catching a pass in the slot and burying it to make it a 3-1 game, and now Cortland will really need to get the next one if they want to have a good shot at this. However, Redeemer has possession. They turn it over in the neutral zone, and sending it in deep is Miana Lee.
Yeah, going down 3 to Murrison does not sound like a recipe for success here.
Kevin Ahern lets that one go by him, so his defense can retrieve it, and it'll be flipped to neutral zone, but Redeemer seemed to have new life.
Oh, he's letting him hear it too. What a reverse hit right there. Jacob Brazeau just blows a guy up on a reverse hit.
Cortland move up ice, and it's a 3-on-2 as a shot goes off the blocker. Good save there, as Murrison hadn't been tested in a little while. Still locked into this one. Play goes to the corner now and moves up the wall.
Here we go.
Another hit. That one laid by Sean Gorman.
Got away with a cross check at the end there. Got to be careful.
Yes, they did. And now a centering pass leads Azara for a backdoor opportunity, and unable to pat that one home was Danoa.
Oh, these teams are throwing the shoulders now, Toby.
Cortland keeping up the pressure as they try to center one, but it gets deflected wide. Redeemer takes it behind their own net. Play goes to the wall now. And Redeemer continue to fight for possession in their own zone. Puck is reversed there, and now sent the other way, where Redeemer will start their breakout. On the right side, a good stick towards that attempt, but Smith retrieves it and sends it down low. Cutting in now is the Redeemer defense to try to lower it again. And some good sticks prevent the Cortland breakout for now. Finally, they'll get it going, as sending it in deep there is Azara. Goaltender Murrison plays it and rims it around. Kept into the zone by Cortland. Azara, heavy pressure, giving the Redeemer defense some fits. Finally, reversing out of pressure, our Redeemer, and Smith moves it forward. Smith picks it up again and sends it to the far blue line, but it gets past all of his forwards. So now moving back the other way comes Cortland. Puck bounces around in the neutral zone. Redeemer, the victors of possession for now. Cortland taking it right back and now starting it forward. That one sent in deep by Jack Zacklund. It'll be played by Ahern Jr. and flipped up out of play. We'll see if the refs call icing on that one. They will.
Oh, Cortland doesn't like that.
And Cortland doesn't like that, as right there was Asher Cabral, but it got by him, and apparently, according to the referees, he didn't have enough of a chance at it to waive the icing.
No, and he did go right to the bench to explain his call. You don't have to agree with it, but the ref did offer what he saw. That's the right thing to do right here, but be that as it may, Redeemer's going to get an offensive zone faceoff, and they have the ice tilt Cortland had in the first period. The difference is they buried their chances.
Yes, they did. So far, while it's been quite an even matchup, Redeemer certainly the more efficient of the two teams. Some drama in the face-off circle. Ends in a Redeemer win, but they win it all the way back to the neutral zone as they'll try to re-enter Cortland territory. Cortland won't allow it. A couple good sticks send it the other way, but Redeemer now works up ice with the puck.
Oh, good effort. Good
Offsides
effort.
is called. Doing everything he possibly could to get back on side was Asher Cabral, but unfortunately, he just wasn't quite quick enough getting back to the right side of the blue.
I have never in my life seen a hockey player put that much effort into getting back on sides ever. Coach Aaron Alpern has a big old grin on his face saying that right now.
And that's what you expect to see out of a playoff hockey matchup. Every player giving absolutely everything they can to try to win every inch.
Yeah, why are you doing? They got him. They got them both. They get them both?
I think they're just taking.
They have to.
The Cortland player, Tyler McKay. To be honest, I didn't see any.
They tossed him.
He must have said something to get tossed.
He whacked him twice.
There's no way they're tossing him just for.
No, they might have given it. They might have just. Did they just take him off the ice?
I think they just kicked him off the ice.
Yeah, they just took him off the ice. Okay, I was gonna say that'd be out of control to call a penalty on that. I'm gonna play it. Wait, he's gone.
Yeah, no, he's gone. That is.
I think they just gave him a 10 though. I don't think there's gonna be a power play.
I would imagine that's the case. They gave him a 10, and with only 9:17 left in the period, they gave him a major. 5 minutes.
Wow.
Something.
Wow. That didn't look like it warranted that, but I cannot hear what he said. He must, but the ref was far away. You know what? No, he speared him.
Did he spear him?
They're saying he speared him, yeah.
Oh, a spear.
Yeah.
Interesting call.
Excuse me, a butt end.
Maybe it was.
He hit him. He got him in. What I'm getting is it hit it. They got him. They took a whack at him on the dot. There was no reaction. He leaned in and he butt ended him in the hip. But the problem is the ref was right there watching. You could see it. As soon as the first hit, he looked. When the second one came, it was immediate. That is a terribly undisciplined penalty to take right there.
Dylan Weldon is going to serve it as Redeemer wins the draw on a 5-minute power play off of the butt-ending call. As shot is tipped wide. Play goes to the wall now. And the pass, centering D pass, gets out of the zone, and Redeemer will try to reset. Redeemer enters the zone with possession. That's Brown with it. Sends one behind, and he'll take one right back in the corner. Brown goes up to Fernhout. Fernhout, shot from distance, and that one either tipped wide or goes off the helmet of Ahern Jr., but regardless, it's Cortland puck as they move up the right side.
He's got room.
Christopher Astorino has a lot of speed, takes a slap shot, and just getting a stick on that was Abrahams to prevent it from being anything. Now back the other way are the Royals. They enter the zone on the right side. Taking it around the net now is Asher Cabral. Cabral leaves it for Abrahams on the blue line. He goes down low. It'll be picked up by Wildeboer and sent back down behind the net. Now up to Wildeboer up front, and he just misses wide on a grade A opportunity. Working now on the blue line is Abrahams. He takes a shot and through traffic. Finding that one is Kevin Ahern Jr., and he squeezes it for a whistle.
Yeah, and it goes without saying how monumental this next 3.5 minutes is for both teams. It's never over, but if you're Redeemer, you can get up 3 late in this second. That's big trouble for Cortland right now, and then you will be able to know what they're going to do. They're going to press you, and you're going to have opportunities, and Redeemer found their passing stroke today, and that is why they're able to just move the puck around the zone. Seemingly it will.
Face-off won by Redeemer again. Huge face-off win in the power play as the pass across the ice is blocked. And a penalty is called.
They got a hook. You got a hook or a slash?
I think it's a hold, and I think it's going to go to Redeemer.
It is on Redeemer. It is. He grabbed the stick, I think.
It's going to be a hold on Ethan Smith of Redeemer, and with 3:27 left on the butt end infraction, 2 minutes of that is going to be 4-on-4.
I had a tough time. I saw that there was an infraction. From where I am, I could not see who initiated it. The refs had a better look at it. Ethan Smith doesn't like the call, but you also don't see a lot of protests from the bench, and they're right there from the call. So
anytime there's a stick tied up like that, it's usually either a hook or a hold. This time it's a hold, and the ice will open up for a little bit on 4-on-4, and we'll see if Cortland's able to take advantage of that. Working with it now. Moving up ice is Garnhart. Garnhart will enter the zone, take it into the corner. Looks middle!
What a save!
And a great save as Garnhart found his man, Nate Smith.
Great
now
block.
A shot is blocked. That block coming by Knox. And that will start the breakout for Redeemer. Little tic-tac-toe play. Gets the puck entered into the zone, but the shot attempt is tip up and out of play. And a face-off will come in the Cortland defensive zone.
Cortland has an opportunity here to, they might get bailed out here, but you got to try and do something with this 4-on-4, obviously. I mean, it's only a 2-goal game, and you were up against it, but they got to get down into the Redeemer zone because they're going to come right back down on the power play. Ideally, you want to get one back before you have to kill another minute and a half.
Garnhart tied up on the wall. That'll allow Redeemer to come away with the puck. However, they won't be able to keep it for long as Garnhart takes it back and shovels one up to Denoa. Denoa makes a move through some legs, but unable to keep the puck in that move. And that will allow Redeemer to clear it over the blue line. Resetting with it is Unicek. Now he'll enter up the right side. Unicek gets past one check and takes it into the corner. Now he spins back. Heavy pressure coming from Kozlowski, making Unicek's life difficult behind the net there. And Redeemer is ultimately going to take possession. Working now with it is Kozlowski. He stops and waits for room. Kozlowski dishes it over to Brown. Brown cutting it up the right side. He's got speed. And a good stick there from Astorino breaks up that play. Now Cortland on a 2-on-2 the other way. Puck is dished out for Allen. Allen cuts to the middle, and a good stick from Redeemer. Some good sticks on defense, preventing chances both ways. Now cutting in and taking a shot on goal was Axland, but a good stop. Redeemer keeps it in the zone. Axland gets another chance. He'll shuffle that one out to Abrahams. That shot stopped as well. Behind the net with it is Abrahams. Into the corner he goes. He dished this one up to Ackland. Cortland now takes it from him, however, lose it right back. Smith has it on the wall. He gives a centering pass, and that one stopped. Rebound squirts to the wall where Knox will pick it up. Knox works down low, has a little trouble possession, but he ultimately does get it over to Ackland. But that pass doesn't work. And now a delayed penalty is coming to Cortland.
Oh, Redeemer should let him touch it right here. Look at a 5-on-3.
And that they do as a pass is sent right up to the stick of Max Taylor. He will pick it off and is surprised by the whistle. It'll be a 55-second 5-on-3 power play. And just when it looked like Cortland was going to get out of the 5-minute kill thanks to the 2-minute penalty taken by Redeemer, now the last minute of it will be 5-on-3.
Yeah, uncharacteristically rough around the edges with the discipline for Cortland here this period. And again, it's all effort. Like, that's one thing I will give. Everything's an effort on the puck play, and it's that kind of a game. But, I mean, Cortland's dug their own grave right now, and they're giving Redeemer every opportunity to bury them right here.
We'll see if Redeemer is able to take advantage, as with it on the wall is Copeland. He takes up to the blue line. Now he'll cut towards the net. He goes across to Smith. Smith winds, fires, and what a glove save by Kevin Ahern as he sticks the glove out and robs him.
He's going to need a few of those on this kill, and we've already seen Ethan Smith snipe once. He was looking for that top corner. Ahern high on that blue paint. Not much of an angle to work with. Gloves it, but again, Redeemer, they are dominating the faceoff dot right now, and on a 5-on-3, that's tough if you're trying to kill it.
Shot taken from the top of the circle by Copeland is blocked. Unable to clear was Cortland, and picking it up is Kozlowski as he cuts to the middle. He gives it over to Smith. Smith tries to throw it to the other side of the ice, but if Van's on it, he'll pick it back up and go down low. Now back up to Smith. He goes to the other side, shot. Another great save.
Oh, no.
And I think
He blew it dead because he had it. Oh, he didn't score.
now while he did blow it dead early, making the rebound save anyway was Kevin Ahern Jr., and it looks like he did cover the second shot.
Yeah, they threw their arms up like they scored, but they did. So that would have been. That's tough if that puck ends up in the
Yes.
net right there. And Redeemer was reacting like, I don't know if they were protesting the whistle, but I saw arms go up, and I thought it was in. But luckily, Ahern made the save regardless, so it doesn't matter.
Kevin Ahern Jr., the best killer so far on this 5-on-3. Still 15 seconds to remain on it, though, as Redeemer wins yet another draw.
And another few seconds, too, because the defender's got to get back on the long change, so they're going to get an opportunity to take a shot. Here it comes.
Abrahams cutting in, firing, and making that one look easy is Kevin Ahern Jr.
All right, Cortland can try something here.
Yes, they can.
If they win the faceoff, they can just send a rainbow, and the guy coming out of the box might be able to get behind somebody, and even if you don't connect, it's a free clear. But the problem with that is Redeemer is wiping them on the dot right now.
I would have to assume as well Redeemer is aware of the time on the clock, but regardless, the way the faceoff circle has gone this game, I don't think it'll matter. And again, Redeemer wins yet another draw. With it up top is Cabral. He takes a shot through traffic. Rebound sitting there. Everyone taking hacks at it, and it winds in the corner. Clearing attempt kept in by Redeemer. Play goes to the corner now. Redeemer still with it. Backdoor chance. Never gets to the net.
No one knows where it is.
It's sitting right in front of the net, and the ref blows the whistle as the net comes dislodged.
Oh, that had to have been tense. Like, nobody on the ice had any idea where the puck was.
It was just sitting in front of the goal with a seemingly open net.
If one Redeemer player was able to track that puck down, it's a tap-in for a goal.
Luckily for Cortland, that did not happen, and it's a 3-1 hockey game still. Maybe lucky for them. 3:57 remain in the period, 45 on the Cortland penalty. As the play is in the corner, Redeemer comes out with it and give it up to Smith. Smith over to Kozlowski. Kozlowski sends it over to Copeland. Copeland turns back with it. Gives it far side to Smith. He'll pick it up in the corner. Now he'll take it around the net. Looks in front. Cuts out. Shoots into the chest of Kevin Ahern Jr. And while he was never playing poorly in this game, I'm sure he wasn't playing quite up to his usual standards. That's changed since that second or third goal.
And I gotta say, does Ethan Smith ever come off the ice?
He's been out there a long time.
I feel like he's logged like 14 minutes already in this game.
That he has, and you can see why. He has 9 points in just 8 games this season, a dangerous player, and he's been up top on this power play, and he takes the puck off the one draw. Gives over to the wall, now takes it back, winds for a slap shot, fakes and gives it to Kozlowski. His shot is blocked by DeVita. Still with it low is Kozlowski, up to Smith. Smith now, back to Kozlowski. Centering pass, gets by one. Whoever does find another, and now finds the back of the net. Tucker Copeland with his second of the game. Gets one past the blocker side of Ahern Jr., and with 1 second left on the power play, Redeemer gets a third power play marker.
And they almost had it, but again, the undisciplined play cost Cortland again. This is not a team you want to crack the door open for. They're going to bust it down every single time. Copeland and the passing, it took them a period. They got it now. They're hitting everything, and when you can continue to get these talented players, these looks, I don't care how good the goalie is, you're going to score, and that's what Redeemer's done here in the second period. 3 opportunities from high danger spots on the ice, all in the back of the net. And think of the saves Ahern has made to keep it just 4-1.
And Murison, with his first touch in a while, having a little trouble handling that one, but ultimately does, and he covers up for a whistle. 3:02 remain here in the second, following Tucker Copeland's third point and second goal of the game. And it's a 4-1 hockey game, and Cortland, who, in my eyes, were favorites coming into this one, need to get something going fast if they want a chance here.
Yeah, you are in a tough situation right now, or you got to get 3 on Murison, and you're not even getting pucks on him right now. So something's got to give for Cortland quickly, or they might be done before the third period. Like that, right there. That's what you need.
A great deflection there by Thomas Azara makes this game a 2-goal game, right away following the 4th goal by Redeemer.
There's the answer from Cortland. Some character showing here as Azara gets to the net beautifully, tips it over the blocker of the goaltender, Carson Murison. So, Cortland, that is massive for them. They still have some time to get to within 1 here in the second, and most importantly, they stop the bleeding, at least for now.
Redeemer looking to add that bleeding back on as they take the puck off the draw and send it in deep.
Uh-oh. Oh my God.
And struggling with the puck behind the net there was Ahern Jr., but no harm, no foul, as the icing is tipped on the way, so it's waved off. And now Cortland centers one. However, handling that one smoother than the last one he did was Carson Murison, and freezes it up.
All right, so we are going to have a little bit of intrigue here at the end of the second period. A really, really big 2 minutes and 21. Because if Redeemer can get another one, the gap is wide. But if Cortland can at least put some pressure on, we're going to have some drama heading into the third here.
Voskamp wins the draw for Redeemer. They take possession from behind the net, but ultimately lose it to Murison, who covers up and will create another offensive zone draw for Cortland. Once again to his blocker side.
Let's see if Cortland can start having a little success on the dot here, because that would be huge to them to spearhead a comeback here.
Cortland wins the draw, and the puck is sent around the boards hard. They'll be first to it as that's Taylor working down low. He gets it up to Garnhart, and that shot from distance changes direction on the way but goes wide. Now the net comes off as Colton Knox pushes Max Taylor into it. And I would have to assume that stays in the zone, but technically Taylor was the last one to touch it, so we'll see how the refs want to rule it.
It is going to be an offensive zone faceoff here for the Red Dragons to the glove side of Murison. And again, we got 2 minutes here in the second. A very important 2 minutes. And a faceoff win, and that's why you got to win those. But these weird boards at Jamestown do the work for Redeemer.
Sean Conlon gets the puck off the draw and fires it wide, which takes it all the way back into Cortland territory. They try to move it back up ice, but can't. Redeemer defense has some trouble handling the puck, and now they'll try to work out of their own zone. That they will, but they'll lose it in the neutral zone, and now moving back the other way is Garnhart. Bouncing puck sent in deep to the Redeemer zone. Knox will pick that one up, wheel around the net and reverse it. Kozlowski, or rather Cabral's there to pick that one up. Puck is sent to the wall and now sent forward for a potential 2-on-1. However, offsides is the call as a good stick from Cortland slows the puck down on the way, just enough to evade a 2-on-1 chance for the Royals.
Oh, and he's walking in alone if he gets that cross-ice pass, and that's big trouble. So Cortland gets bailed out right there. Why is the face-off going all the way down?
I think
Did they call it intentional?
I don't think they called it intentional. I think the pass just came from the Redeemer zone, and so therefore it has to go all the way back. I disagree with that call, though, because it was tipped on the way. Face-off won by Cortland, and a great save having to be made by Murison's blocker. In the circle now, Redeemer moves it up and out of the zone. However, they're unable to handle it in the process, so Rostowanek will take it back and go D-to-D. Circling his own net now is UNYCHL. Loses his footing, but still makes the play and gets it to the neutral zone. Redeemer turns it back over. Abrahams now cuts in on the right side. He has a lane to the net. He goes across, and they score again. Abrahams to Chase Brown. Chase Brown makes no mistake about it on the left side of the ice, and it's a 5-2 hockey game.
What a passing play by Redeemer as they just enter the zone, and then Cortland took a penalty after the play, too. I mean, they're not helping themselves, Toby.
Interesting to see what this call will be. We know it's on Sean Gorman as the ref makes the signal, and it looks like it'll be unsportsmanlike, so not sure what he did after the puck went in the net, but whatever he did, the ref took exception to it.
Whatever he did, it really, really, really hurts his team now because they're down 3, and now they have to kill a penalty, and they have not been doing that very well this game.
Redeemer will have 52 seconds before the intermission to really try and put this game away, making it a 4-goal game, but regardless, Chase Brown just made it a 3.
And that was a beautiful passing play again. This Redeemer team, they know how to move the puck, and they know how to find each other.
Chase Brown, 11 goals before this game, leading the way for Redeemer, and he tacks onto that total. Redeemer in the offensive zone. Fight for possession. Bouncing puck does end up going back to Smith. And it's sent far side. Now up top, Kozlowski moves in, gives it to Smith, cutting towards the net. Puck evades his stick and goes to the corner. Kozlowski now with it on the wall. Still fighting for it. Finally, Kozlowski will come out for it, and he'll just give an area pass for Copeland to skate into. He dangles his man.
Oh my! He took everything below his waist on that one.
That he did as Kozlowski gives it down low to the wall. Puck goes in front, and they score again.
Oh my!
A bouncing puck ends up in the slot, and we'll see who it was. It looks like that was Noah Wildeboer who found it in the slot and goes blocker side on Kevin Ahern. And 2 goals in the last minute of this one give Redeemer a 4-goal lead with just a second and a half remaining in the period.
Redeemer throwing the confetti on the bad penalty after the 5th goal, and they put the show on with that. A dirty dangle and a ripper with 1 second left. And it's 6-2, and Cortland just doesn't look like they know what is going on right now.
And Kevin Ahern Jr. with his head down in the net. You got to feel for him.
Fault.
There's nothing he could really do on any. These are all tic-tac-toe plays, bouncing pucks. He made some great saves in that second, but I will assume that we will be seeing a new goaltender in the third period.
Got to do right by him and do this. This is not his fault. His team is not helping him right now, and you're a goalie, Toby. You've been in this situation. You're going to blame yourself. That's just what the position comes to. Kevin Ahern literally was the only reason this game was ever close. He has cracked by no fault of his own. It's good to see his teammates. They're going over there to lift him up right now because it's great hockey to see from Redeemer, but there is a human element. He just doesn't know what to do right now.
Yeah, you got to feel for him in this moment. But regardless, it's a 6-2 hockey game for Redeemer as the most recent goal scorer, Noah Wildeboer, tacked on some insurance as we'll go to the third period and rejoin you in about 10 to 12 minutes. And we are back here at Northwest Arena on the Nickel City Hockey Network for third period action. And what was a 4-2 hockey game with 1 minute left in the second period is now a 6-2 hockey game thanks to the late period heroics from Chase Brown and Noah Wildeboer. Staying in net will be Kevin Ahern, and in reality, none of the goals have been his fault. He has made a lot of saves. I thought maybe Cortland will give him a little relief, but they will be leaving him out there, so.
They're getting right into it, too. I mean, we're used to the delays here, but this thing's ready to go.
Redeemer, like they have so many times today, win the opening draw. Puck sent through traffic, and Redeemer may be a little lucky. That one didn't get turned around for a rush the other way early. Regardless, it's behind the Cortland net now. That puck is shuffled along. Redeemer forces the puck to turn around, and Cortland having trouble getting it out of their own end. Now they finally do, and rushing up with it is Smith on the right side. He's taken off the puck. Play is reversed by Redeemer. Nifty little play there by Brown as he tips it over the Redeemer defenseman. Now gives it far side. Early breakaway, and clearly not rattled at all by the late goals as Kevin Ahern Jr. as his first save of the third period is magnificent on Tucker Copeland.
Yeah, and Tucker Copeland, that was a nice move in his own right, too. He got going to his left and then dropped the stick behind his skate and tried to reverse it. And then Ahern goes into the splits and sticks the big trapper up and gloves it down. So, okay, well, not that there was ever any question about Ahern's effort in this third period, but any concerns, put him to bed. He's here to play.
Max Taylor wins the opening draw after the first center was kicked out. Cortland.
It's the third time a ref's been hit by the puck. I don't know if it's just unlucky or if it's a theme here.
Regardless, play goes behind the Redeemer net. Taylor bumped off the puck by Kozlowski. Redeemer looks to turn it the other way, but Cortland prevents that for now. Puck finds Kozlowski again. He'll move it up to Smith. Smith, he'll tap it forward over to Voskamp. And Redeemer enters the zone. A shot from the wall, handled and covered by Kevin Ahern Jr. And while he has been up to the task early, following a second chance full of scoring chances, he's got to be a little nervous having faced two already.
Yeah, I mean, he's out there taking his typical wing lap after each whistle. I mean, his team's not even really giving him a break right now. He's had two high-quality chances he's had to turn away with that big glove.
And I think for Cortland, they've been so dominant all season, perhaps they don't know what to do in this scenario, down by 4 in the third.
Yeah, usually they're the ones that are up 6-2 and not the other way around, but playoffs are a different beast. Nothing you did in the regular season matters. It just gets you there.
Play continues in the Cortland defensive zone. Cortland comes up with the puck, and they'll start a clear. Ref arm goes up, and we will have a penalty.
Yeah, they're going to call. Yeah, looks like they are going to get Patrick Mayanelli here. I'm going to see if they're going to, I don't know if they're going to call interference or cross-checking. But either way, this absolutely lethal power play for Redeemer is going to get to work on a relatively fresh sheet of ice, mind you. So, once again, Cortland certainly not making it any easier for them to pull off a historic comeback.
Mayanelli, cross-check, gives Redeemer another power play, which has been absolutely deadly today, and we'll see if they can continue that trend. Kozlowski takes it off the wall, gives it over to Smith. Smith cuts in, goes backdoor, great save again. Ahern Jr.'s really come out to play. First back to that puck will be Kozlowski. He'll settle it down behind his own net and look to work up ice. Cuts right, then left. Gives it over to Copeland. Copeland up the right side now. Copeland works in on goal. Now goes around. Gives it up top where Kozlowski is going to have it. He gives a one-time pass to Smith wide.
Oh, let Ethan Smith have that again. I promise you he will not miss the net like that.
Puck is dropped there for Kozlowski. He walks in and shoots tipped wide. Play behind the net. Still with it, our Redeemer.
And you can tell Redeemer still showing their opponent a lot of respect by just not, sloughing off and sitting there. They're trying to go. They know they're up against an elite opponent in Cortland, as these nets just don't stay attached to the pegs ever.
That net flew off of its bearings. Almost exactly a minute gone, a minute 1 to be exact, on the Redeemer power play.
You know what's crazy? Both teams looked at each other like not knowing what happened there, and then, oh no.
I think it's just an equipment issue, I would have to guess.
Okay, because Okay, yeah, it's just a strap, I think.
Looks like looks like a blade came off.
Oh, this poor kid today, man.
Yeah, he's taking a beating in that. He has been up to the task.
That's a $200 fix too if that steel is flattened.
He has a multitude of great saves today, and it took a skate blade coming off to make that most recent one. Regardless, as they get that sorted out, Redeemer conversates over their power play plans. 59 seconds remaining on it. Folks, with Redeemer being a religious school, they are unable to play the championship tomorrow on Sunday. So
because of that, Redeemer's University being, I believe they're Catholic in nature, they strictly forbid activity for the student body under any circumstance, whether it's sports, clubs, class, labs. Under no circumstance is the school allowed to operate in any capacity, and that does include club hockey, which has thrown a bit of a wrench here into the playoffs. So essentially what we're trying to tell you now that we have a minute is no matter what happens here, you are going to see the Cortland Red Dragons playing tomorrow. And then what's going to happen is the winner of their game tomorrow and whomever they're playing, if it shakes out a certain way, we will get a championship game between Redeemer and their opponent at a neutral site to be determined. We just wanted to make sure that the detail was brought along here on Nickel City Hockey Network, because with the way the game is going, some people may be surprised to see Cortland playing tomorrow, and we're here to explain to you why.
play behind the net now. Redeemer with it, sends a centering pass in front. That gets by everybody. Still in the zone, though, as Redeemer's defense keeps it in temporarily. Now Cortland will skate it into the neutral zone. Puck carrier is Casey Allen. He just gets it deep and gets a change. 20 seconds remain on the power play as Redeemer turns up ice. With it now is Abrahams. He moves it forward. Cortland spins it back the other way. And now with it in his own zone again is Cabral. Puck kept in on the blue line. Tapping it forward anyway is Furnout. He'll take it in. Furnout gives it up top. Good stick there by Taylor. Breaks that up. Redeemer happy to just dump that in deep as the time on the penalty expires. Cortland has room to work up ice. Conlon on the right side. He flips it forward. Taken by the defense of Redeemer, and a battle ensues along the blue line. Back in the neutral zone, the pucks go. Garnhart dumps it in deep. Puck takes a Redeemer bounce and goes towards the blue line, where they'll start up ice again. Play back and forth in the neutral zone. Both teams trying to establish possession, but you got to think Redeemer's content with this, having a 4-goal lead. And finally, puck squirts out to Jacob Brazeau, who ices it. And that'll lead to a whistle. 15:47 remain in this playoff game.
Yeah, and like you said, Redeemer, I'm not going to say they're going to try and sit on this lead, but I feel like Redeemer is going to be just fine letting the puck kind of live in the Cortland zone if they have to backpedal just to keep everything in front of them right here. A 4-goal lead certainly isn't insurmountable. You don't really have to sit on it, but I expect Redeemer to take care of the puck and play responsibly here for the remaining time here in the game.
Wildeboer wins the draw for Redeemer. Cortland able to keep in the clearing attempt, and a centering pass is tipped wide. Puck behind the net now. Cortland sends it up where it's going to be handled by UNYCHL and sent back down low. Behind the net now, Allen sends one in front for Denoa. It gets by him. Keeping it in are Cortland, and now a play goes out in front. Nathan Smith had a golden opportunity, but he sends it wide to the glove side. Cortland with their best pressure in a long time. However, it's thwarted, and now a breakaway chance for Douglas. Douglas cutting it on goal. He's caught up to by the Cortland net, so he'll throw one on net, and Red Dragon goaltender Kevin Ahern makes the save. Cortland get the puck back in deep.
I think Murison just made the save on that just to do something.
I think so, as puck goes to the blue line. Puck tipped wide. Now still with it in the corner are Redeemer. Reversing that puck is Kozlowski. He gives it over to Copeland. Copeland moves it further up the wall. Now it's flipped to center. And Copeland gets it back with speed on the right side. Copeland drops it back. Firing and scoring is Asher Cabral. 7-2. What a play by Cabral and Copeland.
Beautiful passing play once again. I feel like I've said that 1,000 times today about these Redeemer Royals. Beautiful zone entry, drop pass to the trailer. Another Redeemer. They love that low shot. It gets right under the blocker of Ahern again. It is 7-2 Royals, and they are just continuing. And it's not, I don't want to say they're pouring it on. They're just playing great hockey today, and it's resulting in goals.
7-2 with just under 15 minutes left in the third. And you got to think Redeemer's going to play somewhat of a conservative style of play, as they did get hemmed in their own zone that shift, but once they turned it around, they made it count. Puck battling around in the neutral zone. Redeemer trying to enter the zone. They'll end up just dumping it in deep and chasing after it. First to it will be Letham. He sends it towards the wall. Redeemer takes possession behind the net. Story sends one out in front. His man Ackland was tied up. And now Ackland gets another chance in front. That one's saved. Rebound just sitting there is shot wide. And still pouring on these chances are Redeemer. Able to keep it in at the blue line. Redeemer will be first to the puck. That's Ackland in the corner. He tips it forward for Story. Story pinned to the wall there by Agavino. 2-on-2 battle. Behind the net, blocker side of Ahern Jr. That puck is shuffled along to the corner. Cortland still trying to clear. They've been unable to do so far. Finally, they'll just fire it out of their own zone, maybe in desperation for a change. Good forechecking there by Azara. Allows Cortland to get the change smoothly. Redeemer with it behind their own net. They start the breakout. A breakout that is ultimately passed up on as Cortland keeps it in the zone for now. One rush there by Jordan Douglas does end up clearing the zone for Redeemer and getting it in deep. Ahern Jr. leaves it behind the net for his defense. Garnhart spins out of a hit and looks up ice. Spins out of another hit, still behind his own net. He'll finally just chip it forward out of pressure. It'll find the neutral zone where Adam Beatty tries to dump it in, but he takes it one step too far and crosses the blue line for offsides.
Now I think you might see Redeemer not kind of take their foot off the gas, but now I think you're going to see them worry about their zone first, neutral zone second, offense third. Cortland, I don't really know what you can do at this point. Everything you've tried has just been thrown back in your face, so we'll see what they've got for the last 13 minutes.
Puck moved up the neutral zone. Batted around, now a 2-on-1 break for Cortland here. Taylor with it, tries to send one in front, but unfortunately unable to handle the initial pass. He moved himself all the way to the corner, which made the pass easy to defend. Now a shot from the wall, saved easily and hung onto by Carson Murison, and ultimately Cortland just looks like they're scrambling right now.
Yeah, Cortland, I mean, they're just on their heels right now, and they've been since the start of the second period. And it's not like anything. Redeemer's just doing everything the right way. Every pass is on the tape. Every hit is clean. Everybody's where they need to be. This is just a very well-coached, well-disciplined hockey team, and they are showing it right now. And that's not to say Cortland isn't, but Redeemer's got everything working right now.
Redeemer stuck in their own zone for now.
Oh, and then they do that.
Clearing attempt ends up hitting the netting, so it'll stay.
Oh, that's right. There's netting. I thought he blew it out of play, and it took a penalty.
It'll stay in the Redeemer zone. Face-off coming to the glove side once again of Carson Murison. The Red Dragons elect to get a change before the puck is dropped.
The unfortunate thing is how well he played today. I don't want to say he's going to get lost, but you're going to talk about the goals. And remember, Cortland could have had this thing at 3-0 in the first period if it weren't for Murison standing on his head in that first period.
And how different would this game look if the Red Dragons were able to take that early lead? Regardless, they were not able to, and that's got us here now at 7-2 as Cortland works into the zone. Redeemer looking to turn it the other way. That's Smith on the wall with it. He'll skate it out and dish it up to Voskamp. Voskamp makes a nice move but can't get around defenseman Garnhart. Redeemer do support well and keep possession. Smith fights for it. It finds its way to the point. Now it finds its way to the slot, and taking a whack at that one was Furnout, but it goes wide. Now Cortland has it at center ice. They'll retreat back, look for more space, and it'll work as Casey Allen has room on the right side. He makes a drop pass. Still working with it are Cortland. Pass intended for Azara gets by him. Redeemer looking to take advantage by taking possession, and they do. Play is moved forward where Hackett has it. Hackett turns it over up the middle of the ice. Cortland sends it right back into the Redeemer territory. Now with it is Knox. Knox ices that one. That's going to go all the way down the ice. And that will be an icing. 10:58 remaining here in this one. 7-2 hockey game here as the faceoff comes back down to the Redeemer territory. Our most recent goal scorer and only goal scorer in the third period so far, Asher Cabral, really breaking this one open, and he's out there right now. Cortland wins the draw. Puck goes back to Trimboli. Trimboli's shot bounces to the net, and Murrison puts a glove on that one and covers.
Yeah, and once again here, Cortland going to try to get some pressure on. They got about half a period left to try and make a run at this thing, but again, everything's in front of Redeemer right now. They're seeing the pucks, everyone's in position, so it's going to be tough to get any, much less 5.
Shot off the draw, saved by Murrison once again, and despite the score opening up, his play is not. Cortland keeping it in on the wall for now. Finally, it's turned around by Redeemer, and they'll work up ice on a 1-on-2, so all Ackland's going to have to do is dump it in, and he'll do that successfully. Ahern handles that one, backhands it to defenseman Rostowanek. Puck is turned over as they work up ice. Huge hit laid there, and staying down is Dawson Abrahams. Looks like he's holding his knee.
He fell weird. I don't know if it was the hit or if he just turned weird, but
I don't think it was a dirty hit.
No, I think it was just unfortunate.
It was shoulder-to-shoulder contact, and unfortunately, he got him near the boards, and I think something happened involving Dawson Abraham's knee, but he seems to be slowly getting to his feet, and
he's struggling, though. He's trying, and it's not working for him.
Hopefully he'll be all right. I wouldn't be surprised at all if
if I'm a coach, I'm doing what Sullivan did with Tage Thompson. Even though he looks okay, don't mess around. I know that what we just talked about a little different here, but you're up 7-2.
I would have to agree with that sentiment there. Now, obviously, if he's 100% okay, he'll go back there. But
he's a hockey player. He'll try.
If I'm the coach, I'm saying, you know what?
You're done.
Unless Cortland net a few here, take a seat and enjoy the rest of this one. Face off in the neutral zone on the offside dot towards the Redeemer side. Redeemer will win that draw. Cycling back into his own zone and moving it forward is Cabral. That puck is hunted down by Mayanuli. He goes D-to-D, and that puck is shuffled up the wall and tipped into the Redeemer territory. Taylor fights for that puck, but he's beaten to it by Redeemer, and Vanderweyer moves it up. Now moving up the ice with it is Story. Story gets to the blue line. He'll shuffle that one deeper into the zone where Mayanuli will retrieve behind his net. He drops it forward. That one's tapped forward to Tyrell. Tyrell will dump it in deep. Hit in the corner. Regains possession for Cortland. Taylor shuffles that one in front, and a shot off the stick of Conlon's blocked. Puck still in the corner. Taylor's centering pass again. That shot fanned on by Tyrell. Redeemer skates it slowly to the red line, dumps it in, get a change with one forechecker, that being Ackland. Cortland starts to move it up the ice, bouncing puck. Gets by Allen for a second. He does end up being the victor of the puck, but it's immediately taken off his stick by Chase Brown, who has 2 points today. Redeemer still battling for it. Cortland ends up taking it, now down low with it, and trying to go cross crease was Nathan Smith, but there was nobody there. Redeemer up the ice, charging up with it. Ultimately, good defense prevents anything from doing. Cortland with it in their own zone. Pass is made up to the blue line. Good stick by Wildeboer. Takes possession back momentarily, but Cortland ends up with it. And working up ice is Nathan Smith. Smith cuts to the middle, now back up wide. Now throws one to the middle, more of a hope play than anything else. And no hope was there as Redeemer intercepts and works up ice. On the right side with it, Chase Brown. Still has it, he skates into the corner. He'll shuffle around the net. Now it goes to the circle. Shot from far out, blockered away by Ahern Jr. Knox closes in on that one on the wall. Redeemer turns the puck over. Cortland now with it. They'll reverse it up the wall themselves. And unable to break it out, good defense by Knox. Will create a scoring chance for Redeemer, but unable to tap that backdoor chance home was Chase Brown. Now a shot off the stick of Brown, or rather that being Wildeboer, is stopped. Puck shuffled in deep. Playing it and rimming it is Carson Murison. It won't get out of the zone. A shot from far out, blocked by Knox. And now, completely out of sorts is Carson Murison.
What a save!
Regardless, with his back turned to the play after an attempted poke check, he finds a way to keep the puck out of the net. Smith moves the other way, and a much more routine-looking save on the other end of the ice is made by Kevin Ahern Jr., and the Redeemer Royals are letting their goalie hear the love.
Buddy has a 5-goal lead right now, and he pulls out the hashtag and goes into the backwards cartwheel to make the save. Unbelievable goaltending by Murison, and to have the audacity to do that when you haven't seen hardly any shots this period, out of control right there. What a save.
Redeemer with it behind the offensive net, and a shot and a whistle blown just before.
That stinks. That cost him a goal.
Just before the puck went in, a whistle was blown.
That should count. I'm sorry. That should count.
I don't believe it's
not going to, but it should.
As a centering play was made from behind the net like we've seen so many times today. And the one-timer was tapped in far side. The refs are going to converge. And with the whistle being blown before the puck went into the net, there's no way they can count this goal. Now, I don't know why the whistle was blown. There's 2 minutes on the clock. So
they tossed someone on the bench for talking. I don't know what they said, but they got the bench.
Was it a Redeemer Royal or was it
No, it was Cortland.
Well, in that case, I'm not sure why the whistle was blown.
I mean, I know you can't do it. I mean, the whistle didn't stop the play. I mean, it was bang, bang. I think it should count. But either way, you're either going to get a goal or a power play where you've been dominant all game. You can't lose if you're a Redeemer. Different discussion if a goal's waved off in a one-goal game, but it's more just like, I don't know. This is a tough one. Conventional logic will tell you the goal shouldn't count. The whistle was blown. If the whistle blows for any reason, the puck doesn't count, but it's a weird circumstance. I would have waited till like a play stopped, then toss the guy versus do that. But again,
ultimately, a delayed penalty shouldn't be whistled down until Cortland touches the puck, which they never did. So while I don't think the whistle should have ever blown, and therefore the goal should have counted due to a lack of whistle, because the play was blown dead, there's no way the referees can count this goal that was scored at least a second, maybe even two, after the whistle was blown. But they're converging on it.
You can't review it either, though. So, I mean, if they determine that it was – yep, okay. They're going
to call no goal, which, while I think the whistle was incorrect, due to the fact that there was one, I think that is the correct call.
They are due to – yes, like you say, the whistle shouldn't have been blown, but since it was, this is the right way to do things. Again, this is going to be a much easier conversation to have with the Redeemer coaching staff considering the score. If this is even a 2-goal game, it's
this is
different.
anything close. This is a monumental call, but because it is such a wide-open game, not too much importance, assuming that Cortland doesn't go crazy here.
And if I may, that also could be that is the refs controlling the game, because look what we saw in the game prior to this. It got out of hand and some unruliness occurred, and that's what you can't have here.
In the game prior today and in the game prior yesterday, at being Niagara and St. John Fisher.
Cortland also has to watch themselves, because like we said, this result notwithstanding, they're playing tomorrow.
This does not end their season.
Don't get anybody tossed out of a game, or I hate saying this, but Toby, you're a hockey player. You don't want to be on the bad side of the ref.
No, you do not, as here comes Taylor on a break, and he loses his chance at a breakaway. Attempting a poke check was Murison. I don't think he got any of it. I think the puck was lost by the forward's own doing. Now cutting back the other way, our Redeemer. Cutting around the net is Copeland. Copeland with a lot of speed, does a lap of the zone, then gives it over to Kozlowski. Kozlowski cuts towards the middle, now gives it back to Copeland. Copeland to Kozlowski, over to Smith. Back up top to Kozlowski. Works in, now goes to Smith on the wall. Smith waits for something to open up. Goes up top to Kozlowski again. Redeemer very patient on this power play. Kozlowski moves to the wall and gives it to Smith up top. Smith over to the flank. That's Copeland with it. And he tries to go back up top to Smith, but misses him. So a lot of window dressing for Redeemer, nothing coming of it. Murison plays it forward. Smith will settle that one down, bring it back a little bit where there's room. And ultimately, Redeemer's in no hurry to do anything, as time coming off the clock is very valuable to them right now. Voskamp cuts from right to left. Now he brings it down low and sends it up top to Zandberg. Zandberg goes over to Copeland. Copeland near the wall. Takes a couple steps down low, shuffles it to the middle. Shot off the stick of Wildeboer, shouldered away by Ahern Jr. Good scoring chance there for Redeemer. Smith keeps the puck in the zone. It's tapped out by Cortland, and Cortland will have a chance at a rush up ice. Allen along the middle. Nice toe drag to get a breakaway.
Draws a penalty.
And he'll draw a penalty. Maybe a penalty shot. I doubt it, but we'll see. Redeemer touches up behind the net.
They take two right there?
And it's just going to be a hook, as I don't think he had a complete breakaway, but Casey Allen with a good toe drag and cut to the net gets Cortland a power play after the next 13 seconds of 4-on-4.
Well, Cortland continuing to push the play, continuing to play the rest of the game, respectability there, and a nice move there by Casey Allen. Almost had the dirty dangle right there. The defender had no choice but to hook him down, and Cortland's going to get an opportunity on the power play after the bench minor for unsportsmanlike runs out in the next 13 seconds.
Face off to the glove side of Carson Murrison, who has been fantastic today, making arguably his best save of the game only a few minutes ago. Face off, won by Cortland. It goes back to the point. Shot off the stick of Taylor, goes wide. Nate Smith now with it along the wall. Walk off the wall. Now he'll walk down low into the circle, and his shot blockered away. Redeemer will clear the puck. Power play now for Cortland, as out of the box is Conlon. Cortland now, 5 minutes remaining in this game, minute 30 left on their power play. They'll work out of their own zone. Tapping it forward, and now taking it is Terrell. Terrell on the left side, puts one right into the breadbasket of Carson Murrison, and he'll get a whistle.
And again, Murrison still not looking to give an inch right now. He's been outstanding, to say the very least, today. Cortland going to try as they may. They're going to keep playing to pepper some shots on him, but he has been a brick wall, minus one really great shot and an amazing deflection.
Yeah, it's taken almost perfection to beat him today, and even sometimes perfection hasn't been enough. Cortland wins another draw, and they've really turned their face-off game around lately, but perhaps a little too late. Taylor with it down low. Works out of the corner to the top of the circle. Still looking over his options, and he finds one in Nathan Smith. His shot tipped wide. Battle in the corner. Won by Terrell. He sends one out in front. That one finds its way to Nathan Smith. And that shot, I think it might have gone off the post. I'm not sure. Regardless, it kicks out to the corner. And now a fumbled puck is going to send Ty Story on a break up ice. Beating him back was Terrell. He'll take that one from him.
What are we doing?
Now, I'm not sure how it happened. Ty Story collided with Kevin Ahern Jr.
Oh, yeah, the refs got right on that, too.
I have to assume, based on the temperament of the game and the score and everything, that was not intentional. I did not see the contact.
No, he didn't argue even a little bit. He went, as soon as he got up, he went straight to the box. And
I have to think Ty Story was just turning around and didn't realize quite how close he was to the crease and ran into, incidentally, Kevin Ahern Jr., especially due to the fact that Cortland didn't try to maul him afterwards.
No, I don't think for a second that was – no, 'cause the goalie's not – the goalie's the first one to throw a blocker there if that was intentional. I think it was just unfortunate because, like I said, he got up and went right to the box.
5-on-3 for Cortland for 40 more seconds. They'll work it up high. Good stick there by Redeemer. However, taking it back is Astorino. He'll cut down low, and his shot goes wide. Mayanuli has it. He sends it down low. Danoa picks it up in the corner. Danoa works out in front of the net. He gives it over to Mayanuli. One-timer, and they score. Christopher Astorino takes the pass from Mayanuli, and he makes no mistake about it. And it's a 7-3 hockey game, and there will still be a minute 36 of power play time for Cortland.
All right, Cortland gets one. I mean, the greatest comeback of all time does need its first goal, and Cortland does remain on the power play. So let's see. I mean, there's 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. I mean, Redeemer's probably going to keep everything in front of them, which I've been saying all period. But again, got to get one to make the comeback.
3:50 remain, 1:36 on the power play. 7-3 hockey game now, so a little bit more interesting. Cortland can get one more quick. Maybe we'll have the last 3 minutes to watch. Mayanuli in his own zone. Goes D-to-D to Astorino. He'll gain some speed around his own net. Fumbles the puck, but not too badly as he does tap it forward to Danoa. Danoa shuffles it in deep. First to that one is Ackland, and he rims it all the way down and out. So far that Ahern will play that in his own corner. Mayanuli takes it behind his own net. He'll stop there and send it forward where Astorino will take it. Astorino shuffles one over to Hobbs, who has lots of open ice. Hobbs sends it in deep. He'll chase after it. Vanderweyer's going to tie that one up behind his net, but Hobbs shuffles it forward. Puck squirts out to the top of the circle. Now back to the corner. Casey Allen has it. He'll go up top to Garnhart. Garnhart walks the line. Now he drops that one back to Astorino. Astorino with it up top. He goes over to Garnhart. Garnhart in the circle. Takes a shot, patted away. Behind the net to the blocker side of the net. It's sent cross crease, and fanning on a golden opportunity was Hobbs. Up top now, Astorino. Back down low, it's Terrell to Astorino. Astorino, one-touch pass and a one-timer saved. With it on the wall is Denoa. Denoa walks to the top of the circle, fires. Puck goes wide. Rebound! Sent wide again, and with 3 seconds left on the penalty, the net comes dislodged for maybe the 10th time to this game.
Yeah, 30th time today at least. But still, good power play work here by Cortland. They almost had the backdoor play, but a good job by Redeemer defensively, making sure they're taking care of the front of the net as well. The passes are just not getting there, and it's a huge reason why it's a 7-3 lead here for the Royals.
2:17 remain, and what was a shocking, somewhat of a blowout. I was expecting a very close matchup between these two, and what a save! The rebound sits right there for number 22, Cole Terrell, to bat at home. As a good passing play in Cortland, while today maybe hasn't been their best game, they've made this a respectable score, as 7-2 was looking like a blowout. Now it's only a 3-goal game, and 2 have shown off the dominance of their power play.
Absolutely, and again, they play tomorrow, got to build on something. This isn't nothing for them. And not only that, a lot can happen in 2 minutes, just saying.
Yes, it can, especially when you have an offense this dynamic, and Cortland played an amazing first and third period, and if they are able to advance after tomorrow, you know they'll be using that as motivation going into their next game against Redeemer.
Absolutely.
Regardless, we still have 2 minutes of this one left as Cortland work up ice. Redeemer will take it there.
Cortland needs one in the next 30 seconds, I would think.
I would agree with that. I wonder if they still try pulling their goalie. They won't be able to while Redeemer has possession, and Redeemer will keep possession as Knox has it.
They're not.
Looking up ice.
They're backing off, it looks like.
Yeah, I think they've accepted the loss at this point. They'll play hard to the whistle, however.
No, they're setting up the trap. They're just trying not to get scored on again, I think. They'll wait for an opportunity if one's there, but I don't think they're going to push it. And Ethan Smith is just barreling down from his D position, and I bet he's going to get back no problem.
Garnhart makes a play to the wall. Redeemer's going to take that. Pass gets by Cabral. He'll have to retreat behind his own goal line. He'll ultimately ice it forward. He was looking for forward Dawson Abrahams, but unfortunately, the pass was in front of him. Minute 15 remain.
All right, so yeah, a minute 15 would be pretty crazy here, but also they get an offensive zone faceoff. Let's see if they've got a set play, see if they got anything up their sleeve to try and get this thing closer. And then right now, I know it's 3 goals. You just look back to those 2 huge saves Murrison made. They matter.
They always matter. This could have been a completely different game.
Last goal with 1 second left. Look at that now.
Yep. Completely changed the tide of this game. This could be a 4-4 hockey game still, or a 5-4 hockey game rather, but the 6-2 goal really blew this one open, and that allowed Redeemer to shut things down for most of this period. Cortland making a late push, however, as a centering pass intended for Smith goes over his stick, and Redeemer clears it to the neutral. Race to that puck is going to force Ahern Jr. to come out of his net and play it.
Yeah, you think he was tired of getting run over. The blocker came up real high right there.
That it did. Astorino battles for that one, but coming down with it is Abrahams. Abrahams walks in, tries to go cross crease, but nothing there. Cortland just taps it into the neutral zone as we have 40 seconds left in this one. Puck is moved forward. Play goes behind the net. Skating around with it is Astorino. Centering pass goes to Smith. He's going to take the red line, and he's just going to chip it forward. First to that one in his own zone is Chase Brown. Stops behind his own net. Now skates out with it. Got one on him. He'll get it to the blue line, now to the red. And he's still going. Finally, the puck's tapped off his stick. However, it's tapped right to his teammate, who sends it in deep. And with 10 seconds left, we'll see if Cortland tries to work up ice. They will one more time. That's Mayanuli. Unable to get it over the blue. He'll finally dump it in, and that will do it here. what a hockey game this was, as what was a close first period, Redeemer pulled away within the second period. Cortland came back a little bit in the third, but ultimately it never got out of the control of the Redeemer Royals. A 7-4 victory, and that shakes up our tournament format.
To say the very least, but either way, we were treated to some great hockey by the Redeemer Royals. No disrespect to Cortland. They made some plays too. They got goaltending. It's just Redeemer had it working today, and they showed it off. So a great win by the Royals. Now tomorrow determines some things, but now there's a chance we're going to be waiting on a resolution, a different resolution.
That'll do it for us here at the Nickel City Hockey Network. We'll be back shortly for more playoff action between the St. John Fisher Cardinals and Jefferson Community College. Thanks for tuning in.